Why do I have this extra large, beautiful loaf of bread? I'm gonna make a sandwich, but not just any sandwich. This is the sandwich. This is a winner. This is the Meg. I really love this sandwich. I guess it would be considered like a hoagie or maybe even Italian in other parts of the country. Not here in Maine. This is not an Italian, but it's like got the meats and the cheeses and some other bits and bobs, but it's a good sandwich. I cut off the ends. I just like a nice clean end. These babies are a snack for later. I'm gonna start with this very long roll. How long is this? We've got about 16 inches of pure deliciousness. Now we can just simply assemble. I'm going to cut this in half as best as I can. You want a good bread for this. This is kind of like a soft inside, but kind of a crunchier outside. Because I'm going to leave this actually in the fridge overnight, you don't want it to get too soggy, but you definitely want the bread to absorb some of the flavors. I'm gonna put the top aside, and now I'm working with my bottom. Since this is going to be kind of hanging out in the fridge for overnight, a nice little nap, I'm going to wrap it so that I can compress it a little bit. I'm just going to build the sandwich on top of some saran wrap, so it's just easier to transport, easier all around. The base, iceberg lettuce. You want to get a good covering. Since we're going to be putting some wetter items on top, it's a good idea to just have a little bit of a layer so it's not directly on the bread. Onto the lettuce, I have these little cherry tomatoes that I roasted. Just some olive oil, salt, and pepper into a 400-degree oven for like 15 minutes. Look how pretty they are. I'm just going to place them down. I have some marinated artichokes. You can do this yourself. I bought these already marinated. What I used to do is pickle them because I like them a little more acidic. These, since they're a little more oily and sweet than for my preference, I just put a little bit of some red wine vinegar on here and mixed it in. I like to just spoon a little bit of the oil on here. Now for all the cold cuts. On top of the artichokes, I'm going to be putting some very thinly sliced provolone. On top of the provolone, I have some really thinly sliced, just some regular Polish ham that I'm just going to drape. Of course, if you're making this for yourself or you really just don't care, just slap it on there. But if you want it to look nice, get a presentation going, just be TV-like with it. This is just for me, but you know. Well, I'm not gonna eat it all in one sitting, don't worry. This will be very good for the next few days for lunch, which I plan on enjoying. And then last for meats, I have some really yummy, very thinly sliced Genoa salami. I'm going to put some more of that artichoke liquid on the top here, get some flavor going on. It'll just seep into the bread just a little bit, but since this is kind of a substantial bread, it won't make the entire thing soggy. I'm gonna put a little more salt and pepper on the top. Now this shall go right on top here. Give it a good press. That's a sandwich. I don't think that my saran wrap is big enough. We'll make it work. But now we're gonna wrap it and then stick it in the fridge overnight. So you're just going to Push it down as much as you can. And we're just going to make this into a nice little bundle. I'm going to wrap this in foil so it's tighter and it's more protected. And if it leaks, hopefully nothing's getting through this baby. This is now going into the fridge overnight. If you want to, you can actually put a couple of things on here to weight it down a bit, but the weight of those ingredients and the foil and the top bun will actually kind of just compress it just enough so it's all good. So we'll check back in tomorrow. It's the next day and I've got this bad boy straight from the fridge. I'm going to now unmold and dig in. Look at this thing. I'm going in. I should probably just cut it. It's so fun eating it like this, right there. The top is still really not soggy at all. The bottom is a little soaked through, but it's not like falling apart. It's delicious. The flavors are like all marinated because it's been sitting for so long. It's so good. Perfect for a hot day. This would be great to take to the beach or on like a long drive. It's delicious. This is really good for a party too. Feeds a lot of people. I could probably get like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 12 slices out of this. You should make this. You're gonna enjoy it. It has all the flavors. Bon appetit!